Hey folks, welcome to a product review at Finominal. Today we're going to talk about the oldest artificial intelligence powered ETF that's out there, namely Amplify's AI powered equity ETF that trades under the ticker AIEQ. Now, today most folks are talking about Google's AI engine or ChatGPT, but IBM with their Watson computer has been working on AI for a much longer time. And AIEQ is using IBM's Watson for the stock selection process. And they're doing machine learning, they're looking at sentiment analysis, they're filtering through news to effectively identify stocks that have the highest probability of outperforming. Now let's see if they have achieved that. And we're going to kick off with a simple performance benchmark analysis, where we're going to use our alpha analyzer to determine the right benchmark. And IBM's Watson effectively takes the entire universe of US stocks for identifying the most attractive ones. Now, our suggested benchmark is the Russell 2000 index, so that fits quite well. And we can see from an R-square perspective, tracking error perspective, correlation, that does make sense. S&P 500 would be close second. Now, what we can see from performance perspective, that the ETF, since its launch in 2017, performed pretty much in line with the Russell 3000 or the S&P 500, but has dramatically underperformed since 2022. Now, if you try to see how similar or different this portfolio is compared to its benchmark, we can do a quick fund overlap analysis. And what we're going to find there, I think, is that AIEQ has a very concentrated portfolio. And indeed, it currently only has 123 stocks compared to the Russell 50,000 that's close to 3,000 stocks. So there's only an overlap of 120 stocks that equates percentage-wise to 14%. So AIEQ has a very high active share, which is great because theoretically it allows us to achieve great outperformance because it's quite different to the index. Now, going back to our alpha analyzer tool, so first of all, we're going to change the benchmark to the Russell 3000. And as a next step is going to see if we can explain the underperformance that has happened over the last 2 to 3 years. Now, from a factor exposure perspective, we can see the fund provides only equity exposure as expected. And moving to equity factors, we effectively see that the exposure to factors like value, momentum, low volatility, volatility size has been fluctuating over time. And that kind of makes sense because IBM's Watson picks stocks based on whatever its artificial intelligence processes are inclining it to do, and is not providing specific factor exposures. So that these factor exposures are time varying over time is expected. Having said that, we of course also saw earlier that the fund has underperformed, and we can see the alpha consistency was only 3 out of 7 years, the outperformance 3 out of 8 years. And overall, the cumulative alpha, which is the unexplained return that we cannot attribute to the market or factors, is consistently becoming more negative. And I mean, a human observer might cynically suggest that whatever is IBM Watson is doing, it should be doing the opposite, because then perhaps alpha might be coming positive. Now, that's regards to this product on a standalone basis. So it doesn't seem like that stock selection process has been successful. But let's see how some other products have been doing. Now, it is worth mentioning there's only very few products that are actually powered by artificial intelligence. There's a lot of ETFs that provide exposure to stocks that are investing into artificial intelligence or are making money via artificial intelligence, or attempting to do so, like NVIDIA. But that's not really the same thing as the stock selection process being powered by AI. And so we're going to look at few ETFs here that are not perfect peers because almost all of them provide factor exposures with powered by AI. So nonetheless, we're going to have a quick look at how these have been doing. And so effectively what we see here is 3 other ETFs, one from WisdomTree, 2 from Craft. The WisdomTree one provides AI-enhanced value exposure. The one from Craft is large caps, and the other one is large cap with momentum. So let's mention different factor exposures. Having said that, we do see that the product from Amplify, IAEQ, has generated almost the lowest return along the product from WisdomTree, and both have significantly underperformed the index. So these are not perfect peers, right? In general, I think it just shows you that investing is hard, regardless if it's done by human or by machine. And that also kind of summarizes our review of AIEQ, that so far IBM's Big Watson has been unable to generate any alpha, and it seems to have gotten worse over the last 2 to 3 years. And that is also something that we have found in research, and you can look at AI hedge funds, which are also performing great, that AI probably is very useful for analyzing stocks and making our life easier with regards to all sorts of other areas, but not for selecting stocks necessarily. And I might be wrong. Time will tell. Let's see. Hope this was helpful. Have a nice day.